Ciao Deviriani e benvenuti alla Lacuna di Vetro. In this video, we will show you how to play Mille Fiori, a game by Reiner Knizia, with art by... just let me check, I know the names are back here. Art by Stefan Lorenz and Marina Gonzalez. And this is a game for 2 to 4 players that lasts around an hour and a half. In Mille Fiori, we will take the role of a glass artist trying to build the biggest glass dynasty of the Glitter Lagoon. Everything by selecting the best materials, helping in the residences of the townspeople, trading with our commodities in the market, and sailing with all those commodities to other harbors. Let's take a look to what's inside the box and then we will show you how to play Mille Fiori. So, inside the box you will find the rules with everything explained and a lot of pictures of everything that is involved in the game to make everything understandable. The main board, a classic board with a score track around it and different zones on it. You have the orange workshop, the purple residences, the green townspeople, the light blue trade market and the dark blue harbor, and also a sailing route down here. You'll find also 110 cards. One is the dodge one, indicates who's the first player of the round, and all the other cards comes with a color that belongs to a section of the board, an icon, also that symbol that you can find the match also in that zone. Up here you have the sailing value, that's if you want to use the card for sailing instead of using it in the zones. We will explain that, don't worry. And finally, how each card scores. And finally, you will find 4 equal sets in different colors, 1 per player. That includes a marker to track your score, a ship for the sailing route, and 30 translucid diamonds like those here. So now that we know what is involved in the game, it's time to check for the setup and know how to play Mille Fiori. For the setup, place the board at the center of the playing zone, and then all players take their material, the marker, placing it at the beginning of the score track, here where the 100 is, the ship, placing it at the beginning of the sailing route, and 27 of their diamonds. 3 are kept in the box in case they are needed at the end of the game. We will explain you how that works at the end. Then take all the cards, separate the dodge card and give it to the first player, shuffle all the remaining cards and separate some of them, placing them faced up next to the board, depending on the number of players. If you are going to play 2 or 4 players, place 9 cards, like we have here. If you are going to play 3 players, place just 5 cards here. Finally, leave the draw pile next to the board with a small space next to it for the discards. And now everything is ready to start playing Mille Fiori. Mille Fiori is played over several rounds until the end of the game. That will happen or when the draw pile runs out of cards or when a player has placed their last diamond on the board, whatever happened first. During a round, the first player, the one with the dodge card, will deal 5 cards to each player, and then all players at the same time will take a look to their cards and select just 1 card, leaving the remaining 4 in front of the player to their left. All players will do the same. And then, starting with the first player, players will start playing their cards, usually to place a diamond on a certain area of the board to win points and sometimes to trigger some extra bonuses, which consist of more points or sometimes in playing an extra card from those available next to the board. Once all players have played their card, Now, players, take the 4 cards in front of them, choose a new card, leave the 3 in front of the player to their left, and they will do the same. Starting with the first player, they will play the card, etc. And you will continue that way, choosing one card, leaving the others, until you have just 2 cards to choose between. Then take one, and instead of leaving the other to the next player, leave it faced up here in the common pool. Okay, that way you will refresh the available cards here. That's if you're playing 3 or 4 players. If you are in a 2 players game, instead of doing that with 2 cards, selecting one and leaving the other one, you will do that once you receive 3 cards. You receive 3 cards, take one, and the other 2 goes here. But I repeat, that's just when you're playing 2 players. And that's it, as simple as that. It's true that depending on the zone where you're playing the card and placing the diamonds, the score and the bonuses will work a little bit different, and that's what we're going to explain to you right now. As we just said, depending of where you're playing the card and placing your diamond, you will score a little bit different and trigger different bonuses, but basically in all the sections things work pretty much the same, okay? You will, once you place a diamond, you will receive immediately points. You will receive some extra points when you achieve some goals in each section. And finally, when you make something related with that symbol here, as you can see, is in all the sections, then you will be able to play an extra card from those available next to the board. So, for the workshop, if you play a card, an orange card of the workshop, you must place one of your diamonds in the symbol that matches the one in the card. Okay, that one here. And then you will receive 1 point for the diamond that you just placed, and 1 point for each of your diamonds that are connected to each other and with the one you just placed. So for example, if we have here and we place that one, we will receive 3 points. 1 for that one, and 2 and 3 because of those. But you have it here. Down the card you have the way to score the card. So it's a really intuitive game. Everything is in the board or in the cards. But if you're going to place the diamond on a pigment symbol, those symbols scores the double of points. So you will receive 2 points, and then you will receive the double for all the diamonds connected to each other. So in that case, we will receive 6 points instead of 3. Okay, 2 points, 2 and 2, 4 points, etc., etc. If one of our rivals was here, because those are not connected, we will receive just the points for the one that we just placed. Okay. Also in the workshop, once you have placed one of your diamonds on each of the 4 available symbols or icons, those 4 here, then you must place one of your diamonds in the highest value available value here, and you will win immediately those points. So if you are the first to achieve that, you will receive 20 points. If you are the second, then 15, etc., etc. You can do that just once per section during the game. So the sooner you achieve those goals, the more points you will earn. So it's a race against the other players to achieve those points. And finally, the symbol for the extra card. Once you place the diamond that surrounds that symbol, so just when you place the third one, you can play an extra card from those available next to the board. It doesn't matter if the other diamonds are not yours. They can be from other players. The only one that matters is the one that completes the zone, the third diamond that is placed. Then you can play an extra card, just taking one, the one that looks better for you, and playing as normal, as if it was in your hand. So it's like you receive an extra turn with those cards. In the residences, players must place the diamond, if you're going to play a card of the residences, in the next available space. And here, players must do the, you can say, the route or or to fill the spaces in order and starting from the beginning and without skipping any space. So if I'm going to play that card, because nobody's here, I will play that one. Then you will receive the points shown on the space, 2 in this case, and if you have diamonds of your color connected with the one you just placed, you will receive also the points of those diamonds. So in that case, we will receive 4 and 2, 6 points in total. Well, you can imagine if that's like that, then we will place the 3, 1, 3 and 4, 7 points, okay? Here also, once you have placed 4 diamonds, they don't have to be connected, okay? But once you have placed 4 diamonds in the residence zone, you must place one of your diamonds in the highest available value here, receiving those points. And once you have placed 3 of your diamonds, again, they don't have to be directly connected, you can play an extra card, and you can do that again once you have placed 5 of your diamonds in that section. If you're going to play a card of townspeople, you must know that townspeople is divided in 2 different zones, one darker green and lighter green. Those are the nobili and those are the populi. Each section with a different pyramid and different symbols, okay? Here you have to place the diamond. Let's imagine that we're playing that one, not the other one. You have to place the diamond in the matching color. So if I'm going to play one of the light green, I have to place it in the light green zone, but it doesn't have to match the symbol. It's true that if the symbol matches, you will receive more points, and now we're going to explain you that, okay? To place the diamond in that section, you have to imagine that you're building a pyramid, so you must place it in or in the base, or if you're going to place it in the middle section or in the top section, the 2 spaces below it must be occupied. So if those are occupied, we can play that one here. If not, we have to put it in the base. Same thing with the one at the top, okay? You need those here, so those 3 must be occupied. Let's do here. Here you will receive points depending of where you have placed the diamond. If you are placing the diamond in the base, you will receive 1 point. If you are placing the diamond in the middle section, you will receive 3 points. And if you're placing the diamond at the top section, you will receive 6 points. But if the symbol matches the one that is in the card, now not here, but let's imagine that we are placing our diamond in the seashell, then you will score the double of points. So instead of 3 points, we will score 6 points for that diamond, okay? Also, every time that you're completing a triangle, okay, here we have a triangle, or they can be bigger, you know, with those here. Let's imagine that we have pap, and we are placing the one at the top, okay? All players with diamonds on the on that triangle, sorry, will score the regular points for their diamonds. But here you don't count double, so the green player will receive 1 point for that one, the red one, 1 for that one, and the purple 1 and 3, 4 in total. You will receive that one and also the ones from the one in the middle section. Okay? Same thing up here. The only thing that changes actually are the diamonds and the color. If you're going to play that card with the dark color, then you must place it here. And if the symbol matches, then you will receive the double of points. Here, once you have placed a diamond on each of the 3 different symbols, in the light and in the dark zone, you must place one of your diamonds in the highest available score here and score those points immediately. It doesn't matter where. So once you have completed the 3 symbols in the dark green area, then you will do the same. And finally, once you have placed a diamond in the top row of a pyramid, then you can play an extra card from those available next to the board. In the commodities zone, you must place one of your diamonds in an empty space of the commodity that you have in your card. So we have a cup, you can place the diamond in any of the spaces of the cup, okay? So here, the symbol must match with the one you have in your card. Then once you place, it's time to check the value of that commodity, and that's equal to the number of diamonds on that column. Let's imagine that green and red were already here. If you're placing that one, you have to count 1, 2, 3. That's the value of that commodity. Then you will win those 3 points. Okay, if it is the first, you will win just 1 point. And also, all players with diamond in that column will win those points. So if you're placing that one, you will win 3 points, but the green will also win 3 points. Same with the red. Also here, once you have placed a diamond on each of the 4 columns, then you must place one of your diamonds in the highest available number here and score those points. And again, here is where it works a little bit different with the extra card, okay? If you're placing your diamond on a column where any of your rivals has more diamonds than you, so let's imagine that the green has here, but if you're placing that one here, because the green one has more diamonds than you can play an extra card, okay? But you have to count the diamond that you're placing. So let's imagine that we're placing a new one. Now we have less diamonds, but if you place that one, it will be 2 against 2, then you cannot play the extra card. And finally, in the harbor zone, once you play one of those cards, you can place a diamond of your color in any empty space here. Okay, let's say for example here, and then you may sail you may move forward your boat as many spaces as the wheel shows at the center of the card. Okay? In that case, 3. If we want, we can move 1, 2, and 3. Here you will receive points immediately. Okay, you will receive points once the entire fleet is completed. Okay, so with one boat nothing happens, but let's imagine that section is full and we're placing that one. Now the fleet is complete, and all players with diamonds in that area will win points. How many points are they going to win? That depends on the number of commodities that you have in the same row. And it's shown here. Players will win 1, 3, 6, or 10 points per diamond in the harbor zone, depending if there are 1, 2, 3, or all the commodities in the same line. So, in the example that we have right now in the table, red player will win 1, 2, so 3 points. Same thing with purple and with the orange one. Let's imagine that red player has 2 of their ships here, then he will score 3 points per each diamond, so a total of 6. And if there were more commodities, that makes no sense because nobody will place 2 greens here if they have no boats here, but just let's imagine. Here we have 6 points here because we have 3 commodities. So 12 points for the red and 6 for the orange for ourselves. And finally here in the sailing route, as you can see, there's a value, there's a number up here. Okay, so you will receive those points when the boat, or let's say you're going to receive the points that are shown in the space where your boat is going to finish their movement, not the ones that are in the middle. So if we're going to finish here, we won't win 1, 1, and 1. No, just 1 point because we have finished our movement here. And same thing with the symbol to play an extra card. If our boat is finishing its movement here, then we will be able to play an extra card. That's the way to play extra cards here. And those are the main uses with the cards. But if you remember, we explained at the beginning that all cards have a small wheel symbol up here. That's because you can use the cards just for sailing instead of using it in the different section or in the section where it belongs. So let's say, for example, that one, instead of using it for the commodities and placing a diamond, one of our diamonds here, you can use it just to sail. We'll sail 1, then one value, and receive the points and the possible bonuses. Another interesting thing about the sailing route is that once our ship reaches the end of the sailing route, it cannot move farther, okay? It stops the movement here, and we will be able to play more cards in the harbor, but we won't receive the points from the sailing route because the boat stays right there. And as we said before, just doing that, selecting cards and playing one by one and continuing rounds. At the end of the round, the dodge card, the first player card, moves to the next player, and then you start the round again with that player dealing 5 cards and continue so on. And we will continue that thing, playing that way until the end of the game. As we said before, the end of the game will happen once the draw pile runs out of cards. If that happens, just play the entire round as normally, but obviously when the new round starts, you won't have any more cards to deal, so that will be the end of the game, of course. Or because a player has placed their last diamond. If that happens, that player can use the 3 diamonds that we kept in the box during the setup, in case they are needed to play any more diamonds. I don't know, because they have triggered some bonuses or something. And the other players that still have the card that they choose before will play the turn normally, and once all players have played that turn, it will be the end of the game, and it will be time to check who has more points. And the one that has more points will be the one with the biggest glass dynasty, and even more important, will be the winner of the game. And that's Mille Fiori, a draft placement game with simple rules, but strategic thanks to those different bonuses that are involved in the different sections, and that looks really beautiful and more beautiful as the game progresses. We hope you enjoyed the game, and remember to keep playing. Bye!